So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. We are going to be getting into our first round of action, and after just making sure all of our participants are checked in and ready to go, we are going to be starting things off with some PvP action. So it seems like Mr. Admin here wants us to remember Gold to Diamond so much that we're going to do Protoss versus Protoss even in the Masters Plus bracket. But hey, that's what it's all about. And it's gonna be fun to see some of the best Protosses in the scene, especially one who has been a long time player, Mr. Bayagster. He's always within that top 3 in the Masters Plus bracket when he participates. He's always a force to be reckoned with out of nowhere, and he's just so creative in so many ways. In the meantime, though, his opponent Garchuu, I've seen him very gritty. He's always trying to compete in the Golden Diamond bracket, and right now he's gonna be trying his luck in the Masters Plus bracket instead. So I feel like it's gonna be very interesting to see how this one is gonna pan out coming into this set, and we are gonna be getting our map pool in just a bit. Seems like though we are just working on with a few things, and apparently we have our bands set and ready. So, looking at our roster, looking at our players so far, it seems like, well, we are gonna have our usual cast of suspects, usual cast of players, but the additions from some of them from gold to diamond. All I gotta say is well, it really goes to show that there are so many people who are looking to compete in even better competitions and even better statuses. And I gotta say I'm really appreciate people hopping on in the Master Plus bracket, Masters Plus bracket, because it really goes to show that people aren't dissuaded by the skill gap, or they're not dissuaded by things like, oh, this guy's just so much better. No, they really will try their best to trying to improve as much as possible. And I love that someone has did the yellow submarine joke that I've been doing for quite a while already for that third map. So our bands are in order. Very interesting. Of course, you get your standard golden wall band. That's pretty much the standard in any kind of map pool so far. If Purity and History is not in the pool anymore, then get rid of the other one, golden wall. Other ones include all the macro based maps, which is very interesting, except the classic one. So let's look at that map pool, and we have confirmation of what is to come. So there you go, guys. Eternal Empire will be map numero uno. Ever Dream will be second, and Yellow Submarine gonna be third. We got Golden Wall, Ice and Chrome, Dead Aura, as well as Pillars of Gold all banned out. So it seems like besides Eternal Empire, it might be quicker games here from both Everdream and Submarine. Now, when you're playing on Everdream and Submarine, you always have to make sure you take a peek on those nooks and crannies, making sure that there's no Proxy Stargate coming your way. On the other hand, though, Eternal Empire might be that map where these guys might have a little bit more courage, air capabilities to really go and navigate onto the safer sides near those main bases. And if you guys are just tuning on in, this is the SCPH Quarantine for Masters Plus bracket. Hopefully, though, we are going to be having a great show today. And of course, it is double elimination to allow all our players a chance to really find their footing, find their way to the grand finals. And this is the upper bracket round number 2 since it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. Happy Father's Day to the father of SCPH in 2020, Mr. Mizzle. And happy Father's Day right there to all fathers or everyone who has a dad to celebrate with. Really appreciate you guys tuning on in though while you're celebrating with the fam. And hey, you might want to bond with your dad playing some SC2 instead. You know, it's been a while to say the least. And hey. We're going to be looking to get into the action in just a bit. But for now, though, if you guys are new to the scene, new to the SCPH community, well, this is our flagship tournament for 2020. It started things off during the quarantine season, and all I gotta say is it's been great to just keep it on, keep it up, and we have had so many participants from the local scene really loving all our tournaments. So I really appreciate what they've had so far, and of course we mix it up with a few wildcard tournaments here and there. Of course, everything will be announced at the StarCraft PH site, so you can always get your announcements there. Just check it out at facebook.com/phstarcraft. That's facebook.com/phstarcraft. And it is now high time to get into the action. Protoss versus Protoss, Eternal Empire is our first map, and we are gonna be in our first game here in the Masters Plus bracket for Quarantine number 4. I'm very excited to see how it's gonna unfold. And yeah, in the Protoss versus Protoss, it's gonna be really interesting. Is it Proxy versus Proxy? Is it going to be Macro versus Macro? We'll find out in our first best of 3. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tuning in from yesterday, welcome back to day number 2 of the SCPH Quarantine Tournament. If you are just tuning in today, welcome guys to the Masters Plus bracket. Our minimum rating is either you qualified through a first or second place finish in the Golden Iron bracket, or you are Masters or above in your ranking. But introducing first, here on the bottom left, one of the best Protoss players, not only in SC2 but also in Broodwall, in the local scene. He's been very supportive in so many ways. He's been one of the guys who's been very supportive in any shape and form, from the replay casting to anything else, all the tournament sponsoring and all the like. It is our blue Protoss, bayagster. And his opponents, on the top right, it is gonna be our red Protoss instead. I got you in my sights. It is Garchuu. So welcome to PvP. If you see something that isn't 2 gate 1 core, you are gonna be in for something a little different. But there you go with the 2 assimilators already for Garchuu. In the meantime, bayagster a little later on his gas, gonna be looking to get a few more minerals along the way. So this is PvP, guys, and in PvP usually you have that aggression. You need to have those gateway units to allow yourself to defend at the very early stages. Something to take note also of Protoss versus Protoss: he who expands first might be the one caught out, might be the one who falls apart at the seams. And well, you know, we are gonna be getting into the action right here, right now, as we start things off with our first match. We have a number of notable names, especially Daks, who was our previous champion, dethroning Ender in an amazing series. Of course, Ender, if he can make it from ESL Australia ANZ champs, then he might be able to join. But since he's participating in a premier tournament like that, we wish him the best of luck and the full support of the community. But anyway though, let's focus into the game. It's gonna be Garchuu already going for that warp gate research. In the meantime, it is gonna be the cyber core here from bayagster, and he's lagging behind because he's gonna be doing that nexus first after that first gateway. So a very macro oriented build here from bayagster. And if Garchuu notices this, he might be able to go for the punish, chrono boosting right now on these stalkers. He wants to make sure that he can defend, but he's also gonna be going on the aggressive, and bayagster only has this one zealot, which is very dangerous so far. It has to be all about the macro right now here for bayagster, and he needs to make sure that he's in the proper spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see him put him a shield battery into play just in case for that battery overcharge. And these probes gonna be translocating themselves onto the high ground instead. Interesting enough, that is an oversaturation there of the assimilator. And on the west side, Garchuu even going for the proxy gateway. All about aggression right here, right now. We will see if Garchuu can actually go for the punish. He already went for a little bit of an engagement, bayagster in the meantime fending that one off from the high ground. Good ramp gameplay there, but Garchuu gonna be looking to play into a 1-based wild cancel blink stalker play. The early aggression so far might be leading to that teleportation later on into the fights. And it is going to be time for the pylon to be built again. Gateway still coming on up. I really see the reinforcements going to be coming his way there. Garchuu in the meantime though with overwhelming odds with those stalkers. But the shield batteries are into play here for bayagster. And he should be able to hold a really good concave right here, right now. Because he does have the shield batteries to blockade, he will be able to put the stalkers in front of the ramp. And it is going to be a little bit of that push build, but bayagster has to be careful not to lose that sentry. It's 100 gas that he's committing onto that unit. One stalker already goes down from Garchuu. Beautiful force field here from bayagster, looking for the punish. And that's another one taken down. Micro game strong here from bayagster, even though he lagged behind on the arm count earlier on. But getting that second nexus point will allow him to really snowball ahead in the first place. It seems like bayagster though doesn't want to go into the next tier of tech. No Robo facility, no Templar archives, which means that he will just be sticking with gateway units and naked stalkers for the time being. On the other side though, Blink is finishing up here for Garchuu. He wants to still play the aggressor with more and more of these stalkers, but in all honesty, this isn't really the closest proxy to say the least. It's still within the range, but this is overwhelming odds right now. Battery overcharge has been popped by bayagster. Looking to hold the line here. Might be a little too early though in this regard, because here we go with more and more of these stalkers coming in. If Garchuu wins this out already, this is gonna be the best thing for him, because he needs to make sure that he shuts down the Protoss with 2 base immediately. Blink stalker though is available, bayagster still holding on. Can Garchuu actually expose that Blink and give a surprise? But in behind all of this, bayagster has gotten Robo facility, and that Immortal is into play already. Anyway though, north hand side there for bayagster, as that is the shield battery going down. Good Blink backward there from Garchuu. He will survive for the time being. Bayagster, though, in the meantime, going for more and more of these units. This Immortal, though, needs to get caught out by Garchuu if he wants to have a chance at this. Still, though, with 2 base worth of income, Bayagster is getting a second Immortal, Chrono boosting out as much as possible. There we go again, though. You can see the power of that armored units at the armor, to say the least. And what a strong showing far here from Bayagster. Big shoutouts to everyone that's watching. Big shoutouts to everyone who gives the compliments there. And I know that was a question from the giveaway, but it is going to be high time for Bayagster again to stay in the front line. These Stalkers trying to go for the micro as much as possible. That Robo Facility, though, getting more and more of these units, and Bayagster should be able to hold. And I'm really surprised that Garchuu isn't expanding behind this. He knows there's an Immortal on the other side. He needs a little bit of that vision on the high ground, but he's not getting it. He doesn't have that Observer, he doesn't have a Warp Prism, so he can't really play that aggressive playstyle that he wants to do with the Blink Stalker. So now he will go for the Nexus points, but without that Robo Facility to really add things up, it really feels like his push is gonna fail here with the existence of these Immortals. As that is just beautiful focus fire, they get a takedown onto another unit. Big hits there overall, and that is just going to be a good showing there from Bayagster again. It really goes to show that he's able to defend right here, right now. And there you go, strategic recall as the Adepts get in position one more time. Stalkers, though, able to defend. Proxy Pylon, courtesy of Bayagster, very close to home there. And in any case, see it cancel right now for Bayagster. I really feel like for Bayagster, he's in such a good spot right now. He got on 2 base first. He can really go for expansion onto the 3rd. And it's pretty uncommon to see that Nexus opening from a Protoss, because you really want to do that 2-1 core and go for the aggression. But unfortunately for Garchuu, since he only went heavy on the Blink Stalker and didn't really go add up anything with the Robo Facility, then that's basically gonna be it for his push. As soon as the Immortal comes out, really good hold there from Bayagster to stall for time. And that is all she wrote right now, but it is high time for the Robo Bay, and interesting enough, we are going to get that speed upgrade there. It is going to be high time for the Disruptor at the same time. Beautiful bombs from Bayagster has been something to take note, to say the least. Still for our Blue Protoss, looking to expand as much as possible. Looking to go for that 3rd base, but this time, good shutdown here from Garchuu. Will be forcing out the cancel? Yes, it does. At least he gets the income back. There we go, though, with Bayagster blowing things up again and again. And in any case, it's Disruptor time right here, right now. Into the Warp Prism we go. On the low ground, Garchuu still sticking around as much as possible. And it's a little bit of harassment from Bayagster at the same time. Adepts are very, very pesky, can go to those mineral lines, and that's what's exactly happening. Already Strategic Recall was used, and you can see for Bayagster, this is where he really shines. But in the meantime, here comes Garchuu right now, looking for the Concave. Does get rid of the Immortal, which is absolutely huge, because Bayagster is out of position. Very, very dicey right now for both sides, but the numbers are still in favor of Bayagster so far. Garchuu losing everything there, and GG is called. Bayagster with an early expansion to lead into a victory. There you go, guys. First game done and dusted. And if you are interested in, well, casting the tournament, feel free to just hit us up either on the Discord or here in the chat on Twitch. I do love having co-casters around, especially people who are very big brain about the game. But this is gonna be a pretty good showing so far. Bayagster with a pretty standard win as per usual. It really goes to show that he just has that experience and that know-how to defend in that first straight. Now, Garchuu had a good position, and I did like that he went Blink Stalker, but unfortunately for him, if he doesn't have those complementary units, he doesn't even need to go for Immortals. He could play one Observer, one more Prism, or in a case like that, if he even got one Adept, went for the Shade onto the high ground, just gets Ion Transfer, get that vision, and allow him to blink on upward as much as possible. Really could have been a very, very different game. But I think rest Bayagster with a solid 2-base hold. And now we move on into Everdream instead. So there you go, guys. First victory for Bayagster. And now we are continuing on into the next one. Please, please, please. If you guys are interested in joining the quarantine tournaments, all I gotta say is just keep an eye out on the StarCraft PH page. It's been very supported by the community and a number of community sponsors, as well as sponsors in and around for people who love StarCraft. And I'm really, really happy to be bringing you guys this tournament weekend, no matter what. But hey, we are ready to go into map number 2, and Everdream LE will be our map. Now, I've seen Bayagster whipped something out very funky on Everdream. It's the Mothership Rush, which is gonna be really interesting to see. But in this instance, I feel like if Bayagster is able to hold the same weight as the last game, Garchuu should be able to learn from his mistakes and decide to play the macro game alongside his opponent. If you're unable to get rid of your opponent's expansion, the best thing you can do yourself is to expand. And here we go now into our second game match point for Bayagster. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go again, introducing first. On the top right of Everdream, it's the man on the mission, one map ahead, a frontliner to say the least. It is our blue Protoss, Bayagster. And his opponents. On the bottom left instead, it is gonna be the man who is trying to get some redemption. Always a runner-up, never the bride, always a bridesmaid there. It's our red Protoss, Garchuu. But I'm witnessing animal cruelty in my sights. We are going to be getting the gateway here from Bayagster. This time though, he's going for the earlier gas, so it might not be as expandy as before. Earlier on, he stayed on to the mineral line. He made sure he was going to get as much money as he could to get that Nexus point. But now he knows that, well, he was able to win on the macro game earlier on, but I don't think he feels like it's not going to work the same way this time, because Garchuu should be able to react a lot better to an Assimilator Zone coming on in. 2 gateways though for both sides, and we are going to see the 2 gate 1 core versus 2 gate 1 core standard stuff in this PvP. Now looking at the Nexus for strat, right? Earlier on, that was a very big risk from Bayagster, and if Garchuu was able to punish that, he could have won that out. Battery overcharge is a good thing to really stall for time, and that one battery overcharge allowed him to get that robo facility up and running. But all I gotta say is, it was kind of more on Garchuu to look for the punish, especially getting that high ground vision. But in any case, Bayagster, have you take that win? There still is a chance though for Garchuu, because he has proven that he knows his playstyle, he knows his games, he knows his tech, and he knows like strategy from the back of his hand. Stalkers though into play. Very safe play here from both Bayagster as well as Garchuu so far. Sentry mode though for Garchuu. Wouldn't be surprised if he decides to just play the force field game onto the ramp itself. Very defensive unit pylon right now being built by Bayagster, already looking for the expansion. And this might be Bayagster just really playing into the mindscape of his opponent. But for Garchuu, scouting on round, looking to make sure there is no proxy, there is no cheese whatsoever. As here comes the robo facility, this time from Garchuu, a little different from before. He wants to get earlier immortals, maybe, just maybe, a warp prism along the way. Wouldn't be surprised though for Garchuu to play the aggressor yet again. Pylon ready on low ground, interesting position in front of the ramp. And oh, Garchuu is literally blockading his ramp with a shield battery. That is quite something. I don't see that position too often, but in any case, if this is Garchuu's style, then he will be able to literally put a rock in front of that ramp. Stalker right now scouting around. Bayagster very confident to get that second base up and running. Doesn't even know what his opponent's up to. Is Bayagster countering things blind? Oh, finally he is gonna go for the aggression. Gonna be sending in those stalkers yet again. Looking for a few hits here and there, but Garchuu already with a good setup with the shield battery, and also goes for the Nexus. So since both sides are expanding, this is fine for both sides. It really is just gonna be no threat whatsoever for quite a while, and this is pretty uncommon honestly in Protoss versus Protoss. Now in PvP, it's that one matchup where you don't expand by the 2 or 3 minute mark. It really is you having to get a feel for your opponent's base. You have a feel for your opponent's composition and all the like, as Garchuu now scouting around with the Phoenix, trying to figure out what is going on. And Bayagster with a later robo facility, so this should give Garchuu an edge in the immortal count if he does choose to. Any case, movement right now for the Stalkers. They are looking to get in position there. Bayagster though, in the meantime, gonna be transitioning those probes along the way. So though, very defensive from both sides. There we go with the sentries right now. In a matchup like this, it really feels like between Bayagster and Garchuu, it is gonna be more on a macro focus. Getting at 200 is gonna be absolutely huge. and the observer gonna be into play here for bayagster. But speaking of observations, I spy with my little eye is that Dark Templar. When you can't really decide what you want to go on, can't really go wrong with the Dark Shrine. It is gonna be an amazing tin in the first place. There we go though with a little bit of a what's going on. Oh no, Garchuu, don't disconnect. No, this happened before to Garchuu. Oh no. So there you go. Okay, Garchu's back. We're just trying to discuss a few things if we are good to go. And yeah, hopefully Garchuu is fine. A little bit of a lag spike there, but since there's no issues whatsoever, we can continue on with our game. Speaking of the game though, Dark Shrine still being built by Bayagster. No third base as of yet, but here we go already with that adept harassment. And Bayagster just so potent with it in the first place. He's just looking around to make sure that he can get the angle on. In the meantime, it's Warp Prism time with these Immortals. Garchuu is looking to prostrate himself all the way to the other side. This Warp Prism gonna be a very aggressive one. With 2 Immortals into play, wouldn't be surprised to see him just get the drop on at any point in time. On the other side though, Blink Stalkers are gonna be being warped in here for Bayagster. And something to note, he doesn't have his own Immortals right now. This can be a good punish courtesy of Garchuu, looking for a drop play already. It's time for the Immortal to put in the Reckoning. And there's gonna be damage being done already. Pylon though, taking the brunt of the force there. These Stalkers on the east side, and Bayagster right now giving chase, gets rid of the Warp Prism. That's absolutely huge. And even though these Immortals are good against Stalkers, a strategic recall will put them in harm's way. And oh my god, what a defense there from Bayagster. Highly unexpected as Garchuu literally puts the Warp Prism in the worst possible spot. It's so heartbreaking for Garchuu, but it is still a chance for him. Even though he lost a lot there in that engagement, he still has a sizable force. Now something to note though, he does have that forge, he has that robo facility, but the question is, where are those DTs? Where are they going to be coming from? Where are they going to be striking from? And it is going to be DTs right now looking to infiltrate from Bayagster. Keep an eye out on that open line, keep an eye out on those bases. And I feel like here for Bayagster, if he's able to get in a really good spot, he might be able to get a difference maker, to say the least. But here comes the trouble, and that is Pylon is going down. It's interesting enough though, Garchuu still not cancelling that Immortal, and he is going to be keeping that Robo facility up and running. No cannons as of yet. Garchuu desperate though to try and get the defense on. RoboBay will get cancelled, interesting enough, and it is going to be the Pylons getting shut down as much as possible. Force fields though are into play, and Bayagster is still able to get the strikes onto the Pylon again with the force fields. Garchuu protecting the Pylon as much as possible, but those will dissipate very soon. Garchuu right now trying to survive, and oh my god, Bayagster, you have to hit that Pylon. You do have to hit that Pylon, and GG is called. Good try there from Garchuu, but it's a little too late on the reaction, and Bayagster will move on to the next round. Force Field Frenzy, and that was a Force Field Fiesta that just kind of fell apart there for Garchuu. It was a good try overall, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. And all I gotta say is Bayagster again with the cheeky antics. But that defense was absolutely instrumental to allow him to take that win. Because if Garchuu was able to get a proper drop on, proper usage of those Immortals, that could have been game. Those Stalkers would not stand a chance whatsoever. And a Warp Cycle out of nowhere would be even better there from Garchuu. But he lost the Warp Prism very early on. And I think that's where Garchuu really falls apart. He just makes a mistake there that's absolutely crucial early on. No Robo Facility units for Eternal Empire on that second and Ever Dream. No Warp Prism cycle, not putting it in a safe spot. And that was basically the show there. He also didn't really go for the cancel on the Immortal. He should have immediately canceled the Immortal. Go for the Observer instead. It doesn't matter because it will still give you the time to build that Immortal later on. He tried to go for Force Fields, which was really fun. And in the end, he canceled the RoboBay of all things. And that was basically the show there. It looked like he just maybe didn't have that gas in the first place. But all I gotta say is Bayagster with a very well-deserved victory. And really showing why he is one of the best Protosses in this scene. No sloppy mistakes, no issues there. Bayagster with a 2-0 victory. And well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our first series. Now, before we go, quick shoutouts again to our sponsors. ROG Internet Cafe, Block 101 Hobbies, our community sponsors Pouch and Ender, Bayagster, Stale Cookie, and Raigeki. This is brought to you by DLS Missile as well as Daks PH, and we will be right back for another match in the SCPH Quarantine Tournament number 4 Masters Plus Bracket.